guys, welcome back to our channel. Sorry we were kind of like MIA for a minute. We were having camera issues, but alhamdulillah we got that all figured out, and we have a whole bunch of new videos coming for you. But today's video is going to be a smoky like holiday look. It's what I have on my eyes right now, and stay tuned for that part of the video. I'm also going to be doing a hair tutorial to go along, not on my hair, okay, don't freak out, not on my hair, on a mannequin, a look that you can wear with this makeup look. So stay tuned for that, maybe until the next week, but stay tuned for the next video, and please thumbs up and subscribe. See you next week.
Starting off, we're going to have a fresh clean face. I'm going to be using my Eclipse concealer palette by Coastal Scents. I'm going to be using the lighter color, and I'm going to be applying it with my finger just because I feel like I can get I can spread it a little bit easier using my finger. I'm just going to be applying it on both my eyelids. If you have a concealer brush, you can use that, or you can use a sponge or your beauty blender, whatever makes you feel comfortable. If you don't want to use concealer, you can always use a eye primer. That works just as great. I'm just making sure that I have it nicely evenly cover my eye completely. Not all the way, but like a majority of my eye. And next, I'm going to be using the Naked Smoky palette. I'm going to be using the color High and a small brush, and I'm just going to be applying that to the inner corner of my eye only. And if you can, I'm breaking it out just a little bit, just to kind of help brighten the inner corner of my eye just a little bit. I'm applying it on both sides. I love this color. It's such a pretty like inner corner eye. I love it. Next, I'm using my Urban Decay eyeshadow pot in black, and I'm going to be applying the black all over my eyelid. Don't be afraid to pack on the color, because this is going to give you that great smoky eye base. So I'm using a smaller brush to apply, just to be more precise at what areas I want to apply it. Now it's going to get a little messy, but don't worry, because we're going to clean it up a little bit later. So don't be afraid to just get the color on the eye, and then you can go back and clean up where you need to clean up. I'm just using it from where I stopped the high color at from the Naked palette. I'm just using the black and going out and kind of creating a small shape. Okay. Next, I'm going to be using the color, back to the Naked palette, I'm going to be using the color Armor, and I'm going to be taking a bigger brush now, and where we applied the black, I'm just going to be packing on that color kind of all over my lid. This is just going to help to give me that smoky look that I want without making it like too dramatic with the black. So the black always helps you to give you a good base, I guess, for the sparkly colors. You can also use a different color if you like. You can do a purple, you can do a sparkly green, but like I said, you can choose whatever you like, but for this look I'm using the Armor. And like I said before, don't be afraid to pack on the color and get a little messy, because we really want to get the color on the eye. Next, I'm going to be taking a small little round brush, and I'm just going to be like blending out the sides of it, just because I don't want there to be any harsh lines. And like I said, don't worry about getting it messy or getting it too high up on your eyebrows, because you're just going to clean that up towards the end. So I'm just kind of smudging it around my eye, bringing it down towards the bottom part of my eye, just making sure I have no sharp lines, because you want to make it look like a very flawless, seamless color. And you can never have too much blending, so always blend. And here you can see that I kind of wiped away some parts just using a makeup remover wipe, just to kind of get my shape back. And I'm just blending out the corners and just making sure that everything is blended and even. Alright, Now next to my next color, I'm going to be going back into my Naked palette. And this is the Naked Smoky palette, and I'm going to be using the color High again. I'm just going to take that color with a smaller brush and go back on my inner corner. I'm going to go back on my inner corner of my eye just to kind of reapply the color because it kind of got lost. So I'm just going to reapply it in certain spots. And the Urban Decay, their shadows, like they like dust off a lot. So that's why I don't use my foundation last, because I don't want to get the color on my foundation. Alright, next I'm going to go back into my Urban Decay black, and this part I'm just going to be putting the black on my lash line and kind of making like a triangle. So I'm going to be putting on my lash line under my bottom lash line and then making it in my crease. So in those 3 spots, I'm just going to be applying the color, and then I'm going to go in and blend it out. That way I have that nice deep smoky eye in the corner. Same thing on the other eye, doing in my crease, on my top lash line and on my bottom lash line. Just maintaining that shape. Next I'm going to be using a MAC color, and I'm just going to be putting this, I forgot the name of it, I'll have it down below, but this, I'm just using it for a highlight now. I'm just putting it on top of, right under my eyebrows, and then I'm going to be using that same little round blender brush I had before, and using that to blend the color at the top, just so that there's no harsh lines. Again, we don't want to see any harsh lines, we want a very seamless application. Now I'm just getting some of the fallout from under my eyes and off my face, so I can make sure I don't have that much when I put my foundation on. So as you can see, it's starting to get a little smoky. It's a little bit, I mean, you can't tell just yet, but once we get the lashes on, you can really start to tell. But I'm just going to kind of blend some more. You can never blend too much. So I'm going to be blending out the black that we just applied with that same little round brush. I'm just going to be blending that corner out, making sure all the colors are blended perfectly together. And for some reason the lighting made it look like one eye was darker, but it really wasn't. I'm going back into my Urban Decay, and I'm going to be applying that with a small brush again. I mean with the round brush, I'm sorry. And I'm just going to be going under my eye on my lower lash line just to kind of reapply that color, just to make sure that it's there and it didn't, like, you know, fall away a little bit. Sorry, my song was on. But just to apply that color right back in my crease area, bottom lash line, top lash line, making sure everything is nicely saturated. And there you go. Almost good, almost done. Next for my eyebrows, I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade. This is in brown, and I'm using her number, I think it's the number 14 or 18 brush. I'll have it below for you guys. And I'm just going to be following my natural arch, because like I say in all my videos, I don't wax or tweeze my eyebrows at all. I just kind of fill them in, and this is kind of how I do it. So I start at the bottom and then I work my way forward, making sure I don't add too much of an arch. But if you want to have them more of an arch, you can. If you want to go in and conceal underneath and above, you can, but I just don't. And same on the other eyebrow, making my under arch and then going across at the top. And there are the eyebrows. Next, we're going back into the Naked palette. I'm going to be using that same color again, Armor. I'm just going to be using my finger this time, and where we had that high, I'm just going to be applying that right over high, because I want to use the same color all over, but I want to give it some depth. And then next I'm going to go in with the color Black Market, and I'm going to be using an angled brush. I'm going to go across the bottom of my eye from inner corner all the way out. Next I'm going to be using my favorite eyeliner, the Kat Von D Tatto Liner, and I'm going to be doing a slight wing at the very top. So look at my freckles video. I'll link that one below for you guys to see on how I do my eyeliner. But basically making a triangle and then filling it in. Alright, there we go. Both eyes are done. Next I'm using my BellaPierre eyeliner and just going over my waterline. I didn't put it on camera, but I did end up doing my top and bottom waterline. And I'm just going to be getting some of that fallout again, making sure I have a clean canvas for my foundation. Now, going back to my Eclipse palette, I'm going to be using the green color correcting just to kind of get some of the redness away using my finger. Around my nose, to the middle in between my eyebrows, a little bit of redness going on that day. I don't normally use the color correcting, but if I have a little bit of redness, I will use it. Helps to neutralize the color. So you only put it where you need it. I usually put it on my eyes too, but I didn't do that. And I'm just going over that with a regular colored regular colored concealer. And then I'm going to be using my Revlon PhotoReady in Cool Beige, my favorite. I love this foundation. I'm using a stipply brush. This is just to apply the foundation all over my face. And then I'm going to go in with a beauty blender and blend it all out. So just like getting it all over my face. Now you don't have to use a beauty blender, you can just use that to apply it. This will give you more of a buffed look, more of a dewy look, but I want it to be more matte, so I'm using the beauty blender. Just making sure everything gets nicely even and covers all the areas. Going over to my warm palette now, and I'm going to be going back to my eyes. I had an inspiration as I was doing this. I wanted to add a little bit of brown. So any dark brown will do, and just go over the top of it just a little bit, just to kind of add a little extra oomph to it. This look was completely improv. I didn't plan it out, so I kind of made it up as I went along. But I just added some brown with a bigger brush at the very top of the colors, just to kind of set it off a little bit more. Now I'm going to be doing my cream contour using my Anastasia Beverly Hills cream contour palette. I'm going to be taking the color Banana and making a triangle under my eye and to the top of my cheekbone. I'm just making that right there where the light would hit it, and then doing the same on both sides. And then doing the bridge of my nose and in between my eyebrows. And don't be, it looks like it's a lot now, but once you blend it all out, it really doesn't show that you have on that much. Now I'm going to go for the contour part, which I'm using the cinnamon color, and I'm using a smaller brush. I used a concealer brush, and I just put it under my cheekbone, on my temples, and under my jawbone, blending out with a beauty blender. Next, I'm doing my eyes with my Demi Wispies from Ardell. I'm just going to be applying my lashes. Alright, lashes are done. Now I'm going to be finishing that off with my Lash Stiletto by Maybelline, my favorite mascara. The lash glue will dry, don't worry about it. It'll dry in a minute. But I'm just going to be applying it at the bottom and top. Next, I'm going to be using a bronzer by MAC in the color Bronze. I'm just going to be applying that with a blush brush and just going over where I put the cream contour, just to set everything together, I'm going to be using the MAC highlight in Soft and Gentle. I'm applying that wherever I applied the cream highlight as well, just to set everything together in those areas, just to kind of give myself a little bit of a shimmer as well. Next, I'm going to be baking my face with Makeup Forever's HD powder, and I'm using a CoverGirl color in Totally Toffee while my face is baking. Then I'm using a bigger blush brush, and I'm going to be brushing away the HD powder that I have on my face, just to kind of... Next, I'm using a blush by Hikari in the color Tango and applying that to the apples of my cheeks. There you have it. Make sure to thumbs up and subscribe. See you next week.
Hair in my mouth. It was a hair. Okay, see you next week. It's that already. Deuces. You can't laugh.